A long time ago, on a comics page far, far away. Greetings and welcome to May the Panel Be With You, the Star Wars comic book show brought to you by the Punch-Up Entertainment Network. I'm your humble host, Mike Gargoni, and joining me, as always, the Captain Drebble to my Captain Drebble, it's John Campbell.
Wait, what? Two Drebbles?
Double the Drebble, double the fun, you know what they say.
This episode, this issue that we're talking about on this episode of this show.
That's what we do.
Really returns back to my ongoing, I'm not even going to call it a criticism per se, but just acknowledgement that Joe Duffy is always kind of writing some sitcom-y stuff. And this issue really has, you're Drebble, but I'm Drebble.
There's a lot of that going on. A lot of miscommunications, a lot of hijinks, I think, is the watchword of this issue. I can't
wait for next week's episode where Wedge Antilles has 2 dates.
No. But he scheduled them at the same time.
I have to go to the bathroom. And then he's got to change his clothes and go to the net. Yeah.
Yes, because we are covering issue number 85 of the original Marvel Star Wars comic. This issue came out in July of 1984. As we mentioned, Joe Duffy still on writing. We got Bob McLeod, that old workhorse, on pencils, Tom Palmer on inks, Glennis Oliver, at the time credited as Glennis Ween, on colors, and Rick Parker on letters. With a new editor listed here, we got Ann Nesenti taking over for True as our editor here.
We saw Nesenti's name on the last issue, so I guess there was some sort of a transition there. But yeah, Ann Nesenti, a big name in comics, especially if you're a Daredevil fan.
For sure.
But yeah, here we go. I mean, right off the bat, there's some antics on this cover.
Let's get to the cover, yeah. We are the wrong place for hunted heroes is Hunter's World.
Okay, the cover of the issue immediately brings up my biggest problem with this, which is how did none of these guys foresee what was about to happen when they went to this place? They all know they're wanted.
What did Han Solo, Chewbacca the Wookiee, and Lando Calrissian think was going to happen when they go to a planet full of bounty hunters?
This also will bring up the insanity of... because the overarching story of the comic post Return of the Jedi is that they're building whatever the new government is going to be for the galaxy, with the Empire having fallen. But I got to say, the planets they've chosen to start with reaching out to are some wild choices.
What if we went to the water planet that doesn't want to talk to us anymore? Yeah. The crime planet where everyone we send there is a wanted man.
Yeah. You're just like, really? These are the ones we've got to, get under control first, or get on board first. Don't you just say fuck off to the hunter's world to a certain extent? Just hope they don't bother you.
Next, we got to go to Nal Hutta and just check in with them.
Oh yeah, we got to talk to everybody.
And then let's send an envoy out to the Chiss Ascendancy out in the unknown regions. See what Thrawn's people are up to.
Hey, is anyone on Mustafar? See what's up.
I hear there's a haunted helmet there that loves to talk to people.
Yeah, maybe he wants to join our Senate or whatever. God, it's so weird. You're just like, really? Why is this? All right, well, let's get. So yeah, we do have Han and Chewie and Lando. Han once again having mixed his colors in the wash there, so he's got this bright yellow shirt on.
And Lando with a bright red cape. I like a little bit of red on Lando.
I do like that. Yeah, that's not bad. He's looking good. And Chewie doing a full-on sitcom take to camera almost.
Well, look, when you walk into a bar full of scum and villainy, and of course, the mighty Minotaur back there on the left, you have to be a little bit shocked.
Yeah. What? This week, folks, Tim Allen is the voice of Chewbacca.
But if you notice in the corner here of the cover, we do have a couple of other familiar faces, namely the form of IG-88 that cylindrical-headed droid, and at least the comic book version of Bosk, who is at least recognizable for being the comic book version of Bosk.
A suggestion of Bosk. He's talking to a hellhound over there.
Yeah.
And of course, we've got a lizard creature from V.
I think it's Cousin It with an eye patch down there on the left.
That guy does show up in the book. I clocked him in the Cantina thing as well. Just the furry, the all fur head with the eye patch.
That's pretty funny.
That is very funny. I mean, I will say that's Star Wars-y to a certain extent, but it is just like, so immediately we get the sense, fellas.
Yeah. And fellas, right, because we get to our first page with the title The Hero, but all we have is a rotund man shouting to the sky, fist raised, Lando Calrissian!
Wearing what I can only describe as a muumuu. And Gorgoni, there's nothing under there.
Oh, Guy's wearing one big shirt like he's going to bed in it, and this is his boyfriend's.
I bought an 8XL, baby.
Yeah. There's a thing that I bought for myself and my partner. It's called an Udi, which is like a huge fuzzy hoodie that is like made of blanket material that falls down to the knees, and it resembles what Drebel is wearing here.
Yeah. That sounds like my nightmare, but all right.
They're very, very cozy. A little too warm for my taste, but a very comfy garment in the winter.
I catch fire basically in any kind of thing like that. It's always too warm for me. He is. Oh boy. And he is saying, Lando Calrissian!
Meanwhile, IG-88 and Bosk are like, geez, settle down.
Yeah, this guy already. And we've also got a gargoyle guy over here. What was the name of the planet where the gargoyle people were from?
Stenax.
Oh, of course. Who could forget?
Yeah, of course. The echo of Rick Duel ever lingers.
The Stenaxians.
Yeah. I think it's Stenaxes? I don't know. They say it in the book.
Yeah, it's something like that. Anyway, you get the sense this guy's been going on for hours about this, and they've just been having to hear it, right?
Well, especially when he just keeps going on the next page. It's like, wherever you are, I'm warning you. He's talking to no one. He's talking to Lando, who is not here.
Yeah, that's right, Lando. You hear me? He's not here.
If it takes me the rest of my life, if I have to search every miserable planet in this entire galaxy, someday I'm going to find you, and when I do, I'm going to get my revenge, sure as my name is Drebel.
Yeah. Remember me, Drebel? And then I just like that Bosk just throwing back his drink is like, look, if you want us to go get Lando, just tell us.
Nah, Bosk is very much of the opinion is like, hey, if you want to pay me to sit here, that's fine.
Yeah. But he's like, look, we don't really care for this guy either.
But we do have a question.
Yeah.
And the Stenaxes are hissing at him, and IG-88 is just like, yeah, I'm wondering something too. And Bosk finally asks, what did Lando Calrissian ever do to you?
Because, like, nobody here likes him, but you've been screaming about him for the last 3.5 hours.
Yeah. We'll find out later that this is the back of the bar that Drebel owns. So, like, presumably there are customers just on the other side of this curtain that we see, and they can just hear this guy ranting from the back room. Fucking Lando!
Shit, he's on about Lando again.
Oh, he's just having one of his Lando moments.
Yeah. It just hits him every once in a while. That guy exists! And he's typing, why? Why do I hate Lando Calrissian? Why, I tell you, because that so-called businessman is nothing but a rotten confidence artist. Because he double-crossed me. Because that smirking, posturing clown is...
a cheat? Me?
Lando said, me a cheat? Oh, I don't... And Chewie is gonna fucking murder him based on this drawing.
Yeah, because we cut to Lando, Chewie, Han, and a couple of Ewoks all playing poker.
The Ewoks seem to be loving this.
Well, the Ewoks are just tickled by the idea of currency and gambling.
Yeah, because that is what they're doing. Roof, roof, ooh, is what they're saying.
Han, of course, being the reasonable one in this crowd, going like, Chewie, please, calm down. Come on.
You're making me the voice of reason. That's not a good look on me. Yeah.
But yeah,
Chewie is pissed.
Chewie is pretty aggro.
This is a lot.
Han's like, hey, just let him cool off for a minute. He's going through some stuff. We learn on the next page as Lando is asking about it.
Well, this is pretty wild, because is this not acknowledging the holiday special?
It kind of is, because Han goes on to explain that Chewie is just upset because once the fighting has been done, the Empire has been overthrown, now Chewie is getting really anxious to go home to his family, which
he's a family man at his core.
Yeah. So he hasn't been to his home world in a long time, and now that the Empire's been overthrown, he's really itching to go.
Yeah, to see Itchy. And Lumpy. And his wife, Mala.
Why is his son named Lumpy?
I just like Chewbacca, Mala. Okay, Mala is a Wookiee name, sure. And then you're like, and our son, Lumpy. What?
Well, okay, so let's extrapolate a little bit. Chewbacca's name is shortened to Chewie. What would Lumpy be the shortened form of?
Labana?
Labana? Something. Labamba?
Labamba. Yeah. And Ichtaka is Itchy.
Yes, of course.
Ichtaka. Yeah. Son. Yeah. Chewbacca, son of Ichtaka.
Mm-hmm.
Who's just, I'm sorry, openly masturbating.
I have an actual answer to this, to be fair.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I'm glad you interrupted me before I talked about what he's doing with that hollow porn.
We don't need to know about that.
What? He's doing it out in the open? All right, go ahead.
Mala's full name, by the way, is Mala Tobuk. And Lumpy's full name is Lumpawaru.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where did this come up? Some book?
Yeah. Let's see. This in the new canon.
Do they exist in canon?
Yes, they exist in canon for sure. It's been mentioned in a couple of the Aftermath books that were written.
Oh yeah, that would.
We get a mention in the more recent Star Wars comics. We also have appearances in a recent series, Han Solo Hunt for the Falcon, which takes place between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
I have seen that out and about.
And then, has appeared in a bunch of stuff that is no longer canon. But
interesting. I mean, I never think about it, right? I mean, even if it is canon, you never think Chewie's got a family back on Kashyyyk.
I just like the idea, and like you play with this a little bit with like any kind of long-lived fantasy species, right? Where it's just like, okay, they live for hundreds of years. We know Chewbacca's like 400 something.
Right.
And so you can go for like decades at a time, but still have a family that you've like entrenched yourself with that is still like you have centuries of history with this family, even if you've been away for 50 years.
Yeah, it's very weird, but it's just very weird to imagine that he's got a wife and kid back home during all the events of these movies.
Sure. I guess like even as of the events of Solo, he's already happily married with child.
Yeah, it's just, that's so strange to think about. And also, the reason I don't think about it, because it really adds nothing to his character. And if he does, he never talks about them.
Yeah, I mean, you can transpose some stuff like, oh, Han is kind of more of a son figure to him, but that doesn't really read in any of the movies.
No, I mean, there's lots of stuff you can fit in, but it is kind of like you have to kind of make it work. The movies don't really, especially if you're just watching the movies or even reading most of the comics, and honestly reading most of the books, even except the ones that mention it. It really just never feels that way.
Yeah, it is 100% an artifact of the holiday special, right? Like those characters wouldn't exist exist if not for that thing.
No one would think we better give this guy a family. Like that would never be anyone's. Or if they did, they would be gone or something. He lost his family at some point.
Sure, and that's why he and Han bond.
Yeah, that would make sense. But the idea that it's just like, I got to get home to my wife. What? That's really weird. Or what if that was his if it was his sister and his nephew, I'd be more like, okay, yeah.
Why is that, do you think? That like we're more accepting of like a one step removed family as opposed to an immediate one?
Well, because you for us that makes more sense that you could be removed from them for so long.
Yeah.
Or even as you point out, even if they are long lived, you do sort of go like, this does make Chewbacca like a negligent, non-existent father.
Well, and like we also have to take in mind the whole era of the Empire thing in which the Wookiees of Kashyyyk were enslaved.
This is true, but post Return of the Jedi, it doesn't seem like he's running back there.
That's why he's so angry right now.
Well, because Han explains, like, yes, he wants to go back home, but he feels he can't.
Right. He feels responsible. He doesn't want to just like, oh, fighting's done. Gotta go. Good luck, y'all.
Yeah.
Chewbacca, the only honorable and trustworthy member of this whole crew.
Oh, I'll give you that. I'll 100% agree with that. Maybe Luke.
No, Luke's too much of a hothead. Can't be trusted. Especially comic book Luke.
Big time comic book Luke. The thing about this though is this book wants to have its cake and eat it too on this, right? Because this line brought up something that I've been talking about, which is like, wouldn't there still be pockets of the Empire out there? And the book often acts like, no, it's all done, except for now they're bringing it up.
Yeah, and now they're bringing it up because we got, it's everyone's favorite pilot Wedge. He's showing up.
Yeah. By the way, this comic has no idea what Dennis Lawson looks like.
No, Wedge looks different in every issue he appears in.
No, they have never landed on what Wedge looks like. It's really insane because this guy came up and they were like, "Hi, Wedge," and I just went, "Sure, okay, yeah that's Wedge."
he's dressed like an X-wing pilot. Why not?
Yeah. If he's an X-wing pilot who's talking, odds are it's Wedge. And he's just like, "Hey guys, you got to come to the meeting." Meanwhile, there's an Ewok grabbing at a butterfly thing.
Yeah, the Ewoks are just kind of like foreground color in these few panels.
I do think it's interesting. Something I also never really thought about is like they're just going to hang out on Endor for like the foreseeable future.
I mean, it's recognizable IP. Where else do you want to go? Arbra?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it is that's why I'm saying that's why I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not something I ever thought about. It's like, oh yeah, I guess they would just continue to live on Endor.
I love the idea that Mon Mothma and Admiral Akbar are having a staff meeting in the Ewok village.
Not only did all these characters stay there, everybody else in the rebellion came there and presumably is just living here.
Sure, why not? The Ewoks are gracious hosts. They're busy eating all those dead stormtroopers.
Every once in a while, though, you do have to look away. It's like, oh, God, he's just chewing on an arm. Oh, God. Just seeing one of those little creatures munching on a stormtrooper body.
Yeah.
Oh.
The leftover bodies of Inferno Squadron. Iden Verso got away with a few of them, but most of them are being eaten by Ewoks.
One of them is still alive and crawling away, and one of the Ewoks comes and just clubs him. Like, we got it. Oh,
and then
God.
Just the pearlescent black unblinking eyes of the Ewoks as it tilts its head, wondering if it did anything wrong. So anyway, as they're getting walked to this meeting, Wedge explains that like, yeah, we got to talk about some new assignments now that the Alliance is up to some other stuff, trying to get the galaxy back together. Also, there's a lot of talk about some guy named Drebble. What's up with this? And
Lando's like, Drebble, you say?
Yeah, because of course, lest we forget, and Lando's not going to let us forget because this is basically a recap page.
He's very proud of what he's done here.
Every time Lando has had to go undercover for whatever reason and like mess with the Empire, and this has been Joe Duffy's like running gag through a lot of this book, has been Lando using the name Drebble as like his cover identity. Yeah.
I love that it's just like, this is what Duffy's been building to. This is her grand story.
I do respect a comic book writer who's like, look, you can be Chris Claremont and see little things that eventually build into big epic storylines, or you can spend 2 years building a gag. And I respect the hell out of that.
I mean, it fits with her whole style. Like I said, I'm not even necessarily complaining, but it is just the whole of Star Wars is a lot goofier under her stewardship.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot more which is not. I mean, especially for the comic book, I'm not upset about, but it's just something I keep pointing out because it does stand in stark contrast to everyone else who's written this.
Well, like something we've pointed out a lot is that Star Wars is such a mishmash of a bunch of different things, right? And so those dials of like bits and humor exist in Star Wars, and it can feel weird sometimes when it's turned up if some of the other dials also aren't adjusted at the same time.
The other thing is where this is in the storyline is weird too. Like we're immediately post Fall of the Empire and right into goofiness.
I'd rather it be goofy here than in the middle of Return of the Jedi.
But you just feel like there's still going to be fallout and stuff. And they even mention that here, but they're just like, but at the same time, well,
speaking of serious, we're going to get to this briefing. We got Mon Mothma here. We got Admiral Akbar here. This isn't the action Akbar that we've come to know and love, because that's how I've rewritten the last few issues in my head. But
you are currently pitching a series called Action Akbar to Marvel.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Mon Mothma explaining basically what we were already saying and what has been the thrust of the whole book up to this point, which is like, look, we don't really know what government is going to be formed, but we just want to reach out to as many worlds as possible and get their thoughts on it and see who's going to be with us, and then we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and Mon Mothma being incredibly reasonable here, as she is wont to be, saying, because we have no more right to rule than our predecessor, the Emperor and his followers, had, and we are merely acting as a stabilizing force in the galaxy right now until we can kind of organize this new government and trade policies.
Act as a stabilizing force is a key part of this because, they've obviously got to be ruling on some level or it's chaos.
Well, they're the only like standing military force in the galaxy at this point.
So they're keeping the peace while things are figured out. But somebody's got to run the show, or it's insanity. So anyway, they do mention Luke and Leia are off on other adventures, not seen here.
They're presumably in the last few issues we've seen them in. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think Han and Leia were doing stuff, so I don't know where Leia is.
Yeah, who knows? They're off doing stuff. TBD.
This story's not about them, so they're gone anyway. And so they're saying we're going to need some other people to go some other places.
But first,
turn it over to Admiral Akbar has the floor.
Yeah.
And he's talking about
Mothma. And now to our final order of business. Before we call for volunteers, in the final days before the end of the Empire, the name Drebel began to turn up in our reports with a certain regularity. Although we knew nothing of this man, in light of what we have heard of his recent activities, we have no alternative but to declare Drebel a hero of the galaxy.
And then, what?
Because Lando has this smug look on his face like, all right, I've been using this guy's name, doing all sorts of dirty deeds all over the galaxy.
Here it comes. And he is going like, what does he think Akbar is about to say? We have to kill him? I mean, like...
Well, because Akbar then like runs down what he's actually done as Drebel. And it's a lot of...
But a force of good for the rebellion. Like,
yeah.
Which kind of should have, like... Lando should have figured that out.
Because, like, he's only ever been in positions as Drebel to piss off the Empire and murderous thieves.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, what does he think the rebels are gonna... We have no choice but to... What? And Lando's like, this would be good. Name him a hero. What?
Yeah. So Lando having a bit of a panic attack here as I think Han's the one ribbing him going, terrific, huh, Lando?
I guess you fixed him. And Akbar's like, oh, what a guy. What a guy, I'm telling you. This Drebel. Love him.
So then we have a bit of altruism on the part of Han Solo. He's going to volunteer to Mon Mothma and Akbar saying like, hey, we volunteer, me and Chewie, to go to Kioran.
Yeah.
Kioran? How do you say this?
I said Kioran, yeah.
Okay.
Which we don't know anything about, so I'm like, okay. And Chewie goes, brrr.
And Lando volunteers too.
And Lando mentions, of course, who could forget his iconic ship, the Cobra.
Oh, of course, yeah. Available at Sears this holiday season.
He goes, and I'll take my ship, the Cobra. I'm like, what now? Okay. When does Lando have a ship?
Well, it's like that ship that Ahsoka and Anakin had in season 1 of Clone Wars that they made this big push for, like, oh yeah, and they've got their own ship, and then it immediately vanishes in season 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm not sure. I wouldn't get too attached to the Cobra kids.
But yeah, so we learned that.
What are you doing?
They are going to be going together and taking 2 cars because they're going to be passing right by the Wookiee homeworld. They never say Kashyyyk in this comic, but they say Wookiee homeworld.
It has a name. Don't they say it in the holiday special?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they didn't want to look it up. Or they
probably couldn't.
Don't they have? I mean, we've talked about this. It's unclear what they have on hand.
I'm just saying the holiday special was basically unavailable to most people during this era.
Well, but I'm just saying, like, they clearly, because they've said stuff that isn't even in the movies yet that clearly came out of some kind of story Bible. Like every time they mention Sith and stuff like that. So I'm always curious as to what documents they have, and we've gotten some. God damn it! I just looked at this at my screen again, and there's another Chewbacca. Well, now he's big reaction from Chewie in this thing.
Yeah,
he's very expressive.
I like a good expressive Chewie.
Yeah, so they're talking about they can take him to the Wookiee homeworld, or as we would know it, Kashyyyk.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they said, and Akbar's like, that's fine, whatever. We just have to move on with this meeting. Get out of here. And then Chewie says, "Hurrah!"
Well, because this is going to be an excuse for Chewie to swing by his home planet. And if Chewie wants to stay behind, they can leave him Lando's ship so that he can go about as he pleases.
Right. Yeah. That's the whole point here. And then we see them, and there's the Cobra, which I will say doesn't look that dissimilar from Eagle 1 and Spaceballs.
Yeah, it's not quite a Space Winnebago, but it's getting there.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
When does Spaceballs come out?
When did that come out? I mean, I think it was after all of them, right?
87. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'm like 87, so yeah. Spaceballs, the comic book. How did they never do Spaceballs, the comic book?
Oh, that has to exist.
Spaceballs, because they've done Spaceballs. Spaceballs, the flamethrower. Spaceballs, the comic book. It does not exist.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, anyway, we're going to just cut through some diplomatic business here in a single page, which I do respect this comic book for just like, let's just get all of the diplomacy stuff out of the way.
Nobody gives a shit. It really is. It just doesn't matter.
Because, we're coming to Kioran, also known as the Hunter's World.
Once again, you fucking dummies. And they're just walking around. Han is so stupid in this issue.
I think Han's riding high on the fact that the guy who had the biggest price out on his head is super dead at this point.
And he just is like, well, then nobody else wants anything to do with me. A-doop-doop-doo, a-doo-doop-doo. Here I go. I'm being Han Solo.
Why Lando agreed to come here is beyond me, but
it just feels like even if there aren't people even if they don't have bounties on their heads anymore, you got to figure there's some bounty hunters who do not care for these guys, which is what happens.
But they're here to see the boss, who is like, I don't know, generic, portly, mustachioed crime boss, but also a Star Wars alien because he has horns.
Yeah. And I just love, it's like, we got to get this guy on our side. This absolute trash.
Yeah. Well, and Han actually does some pretty good smooth talking here when he talks to him. He's just like, look, all these big wigs around the galaxy are going to be at this big meeting, rubbing shoulders and making deals. And if you don't want to be in on that, that's cool, I guess. You can stay here. But, I mean, that's where the action's going to be.
Indeed. And so he's like, hey, Han, you're a real straight shooter, and I appreciate that. I'll think about it. And Han's like,
Han
that's
Solo,
great. Anyway.
always known for shooting straight.
Well, because he does talk about, like, you're a liar. And then he's like, no, I'm not. And the guy's like, okay, fine.
I implore you to reconsider. Okay.
And you're like, Solo, I like you. You got guts and a good head on you for a smart mouth punk. And then I like one of his henchmen goes, yeah, a punk.
I love a good henchman that just repeats what his boss says.
I mean, this is a real Bebop and Rocksteady looking guy here. Like, that's his vibe. Yeah, a punk.
What the boss said.
Yeah, exactly. It's very much that. So anyway, that's it. We've just witnessed all the diplomacy. This guy's like, I'll think about it. Han's like, great, bye.
Hey, Lando, let's go get a drink.
Yeah, and that they do, because he says, that's another little fringe benefit of coming to Kirona. It has the best stocked bars in the entire system.
And here we are in this bar full of scum and villainy. We got that eye-patched cousin It at the bar. We got a fox woman in a bustier that I hope doesn't awaken anything in me.
Well, I'll tell you that the multi-horned guy next to her is certainly liking what he's seeing.
All right. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean...
This is, Mike Rigoni's thoughts do not reflect those of the entire Punch Up Entertainment Network.
Look, you see Disney's Robin Hood at a formative age and some things stick.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything. Anyway, my favorite part of this is Bosk is the norm of this bar.
Yeah, I love this. Bosk walks in and says, hey, evening, everyone. And everyone's like, Bosk!
Hey, Bosk!
Where everyone knows your name if you're Bosk.
Do-do-do-do-do. Bosk and IG-88 are the Norman Cliff of this place.
Oh, man. Honestly, that's sort of the Star Wars show I would want to, like, write and pitch, is the,
Cantina?
like, Cantina Cheers. Yeah, for sure.
Do-do-do-do. Yeah. Evening, Bosk. I tell you, it's been a hell of a day, you know.
Somebody shot my arm off. Don't worry. It'll grow back. Hold for cheers.
There's the applause, yeah. And then IG-88, as the know-it-all Cliff, is like, did you know that reptilian creatures like you? Oh, can it, IG-88?
Which bounty hunter that was on the bridge of the Death Star is played by Kelsey Grammer and would eventually get his own spinoff?
Yeah.
Is it Zuckuss?
There you go. Yeah. Oh my. This is absurd. Yeah. The problem with all of you is you haven't read enough Freud. By the way, there was never a Spaceballs comic book because George Lucas shut it down.
Oh,
apparently in his deal with Mel Brooks for Spaceballs, which I don't know that Mel actually had to do that, but he was like, I'm fine with you making the movie as long as you never make merchandise. So there was never any officially released merchandise from Spaceballs.
So that is the joke in the movie, is that they weren't allowed to make merchandise, even though there's that big bit about the merchandise. That's pretty funny, actually.
Because I am thinking about that. I'm going like, yeah, they never did make toys or anything from it. I mean, there are T-shirts now, but they're all like fan-made.
Sure. There's no Black Series of Barf.
I would have them. Honestly, I would buy all of those if they existed.
Yeah.
I need my Lone Star figure.
Friend of the show, Ibrahim Mustafa, get on that. Custom Spaceballs action figures.
Yes! That's twice today, by the way. I've recorded a podcast where I've requested an action figure custom from Ibrahim.
I mean, has nothing to do with this, but I did just watch his video today about the Dungeon Crawling Carl figure that he did. Fantastic work. If you're not following Ibrahim on YouTube, go check him out. He does awesome custom action figures.
It's amazing what that guy pulls off, and he just kind of he just kind of tosses that out. It's amazing to me. Yeah. But anyway, so they're like, Bosk! Which, by the way, this is the bounty hunter planet, and they're like, Bosk is here?
Bounty hunter Bosk?
Feels like there'd be a pretty good chance of running into him, doesn't it?
So Lando is freaking out, and Han is like, "What the hell is wrong with you? What's happening?"
Okay, this is where Han's a little bit like, yeah, Han, maybe there's not actively, but like, Bosk and you still have beef, don't you?
I don't know if Han knows that.
Huh.
Like, the only one who actively has, like, had eye-to-eye beef with Han Solo, at least in canon, is Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Yeah, I mean, but he at least would know Bosk by reputation, wouldn't he?
How famous Bosk is fluctuates wildly depending on which era of Star Wars we're in.
Yeah, but you have to know prize it a little bit. I mean, let me just say the idea that he is so like, what?
Now, if this was Dengar, I'd be on the same page as you, John.
I'd know that diaper head anywhere. But I will. Let me at least. I'll at least say this: Han is not reading the room well because he is like, "What the hell? Why are you whispering? Why are you hiding your faces?"
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly.
Han's been wanted long enough to recognize when people maybe stop.
Especially Lando.
Yeah. And so he says, he goes, "Would you two stop whispering and tell me what's wrong?" He literally yells it.
Yeah. And Lando goes on to explain the whole, like, okay, well, you were in Carbonite. I maybe tricked a bunch of bounty hunters and pirates into trying to find you so that I could follow their trail. Which is what he did.
Yeah, so...
And he did that as Drebel most of the time.
Yeah. I do like, you guys got more bounty hunters after me? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I was captured by a bounty hunter, and your solution was to get more bounty hunters.
And I do like Han's like, let's exit quietly, but let's make sure we pay the bill.
Of course. Yeah, well, we're respectable criminals here.
Barkeep, we'd like to settle our tab, and oh boy, the antics.
Because right here is where we find out that Drebel is, in fact, the owner of this bar.
What?
And he and Lando lock eyes and both say, You!
Uh-oh! Down. It goes to commercial.
And Chewie looks like somebody just pinched his rear or something.
I don't think so. Yeah, somebody just goosed Chewbacca. And then get them, and then it might as well go.
Yeah, Yakety Sax should start playing right about now.
By the way, the idea of IG-88, like, sprinting is a strange idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying he can't, but just try to picture it.
You see IG-11 running in The Mandalorian, and it's a weird, stiff movement.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, yeah. When you say running, yeah, he is running, but it doesn't read like this, where he's just like, "Come on, everybody!"
Yeah. So,
and then these bald guys who are in Han Solo cosplay,
sure,
are like, "Look, Han Solo."
Because they bust around a corner, and these two Han Solo lookalikes are like, "Hey, it's Han Solo, the guy we're dressed as."
Kill him.
Then that's when Han's like, "Okay, Lando, now who are these guys that you pissed off?"
Well, because now, I mean, once this is out, the whole planet's after him, of course.
Yeah, Lando's a little unsure who the bald guys are, but they keep running. They come around a corner, and it's Bosk.
And this guy takes a shot at them.
Bosk accompanied by a couple of He-Man bad guys here.
Very much so. And they run away. Everyone's a terrible shot, of course.
Of course.
They appear to be shooting just straight flames out of their blasters.
Well, how else are you supposed to show that they're shooting, John? That's a comic book rule.
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very G.I. Joe.
So this is when we get a little bit more backstory about what Lando's been up to, because he fills Han in on the whole Limo and Sanda thing. Remember them from like 4 issues ago?
Kind of.
In fact, we do get a helpful note from Aunt Nascenti here. Yeah.
Thanks, Anne.
Is this the first one of these? No, it's not. It's for sure not. But like,
because we love the ones that reference the movies where it's like, "See Empire Strikes Back." Okay.
Yeah.
So Han's shooting back. He does explain the entire thing about that. I did this. I pulled the wild dresses draw. He says this all while like perched on the edge of this building.
Yeah, because they say that they're at the top of this building. They're going to get into a more of a firefight, and then they got to jump. They never really acknowledge that they're running or jumping, except for Han saying, jump for it.
The bounty hunters made the classic Three Stooges mistake of all trying to go through a door at the same time.
Well, it's going to happen to the best of us, John.
Anyway, knucklehead.
Move it, chowderhead.
Yeah, chowderhead's even better, yeah. And so they leap across, and then I guess they're still running.
But they make it to the Falcon.
But Han does ask, who's paying them? Is like, but Drebel.
I do like Han's line here when he says, Lando, next time I'm in a jam and you come up with some kind of clever plan to help me, don't.
Yeah. And so they end up, and then Drebel. I also like Drebel's little ballet flats too.
Yeah, because they show up on the Falcon, and what's this? Already on board the Falcon, it's Drebel, Moo and gun in hand.
Who appears to just murder them.
Yeah, they don't know what the stun setting looks like in comic books, I guess.
It's a big problem in this comic. And actually, what's weird about that is the stun setting is a very comic booky effect of the little rings going out.
Yeah.
So anyway, it does look like they all just get shot in the chest.
Which is quite the panel. Just like Chewie, Han, and Lando all getting shot in the chest.
Three of the most beloved characters in isolation appear to be murdered. And then once again, now he's talking to the unconscious Lando as he's putting cuffs on him.
Just how difficult do you think it would be to figure out you are heading back towards your ships? He's not wrong.
Drebel is the only one who's just like, they're going to the Millennium Falcon, so we should just go there. But then, here come Baldies.
Yeah, the Baldy Han Solo lookalikes catch up, and they're like, hey, give Han Solo to us or we'll kill everyone. And Drebel's like, okay.
Didn't want them anyway. They haven't done anything to me.
Yeah.
It's just Lando. Although, didn't Chewie also participate in it? Whatever, it doesn't matter. He really hates Lando.
But he shouted Lando Calrissian at the top of the issue, John, so.
Yeah, that's true. He's like, by the way, you've saved me the trouble of killing them, so that's great. And then talk about some He-Man characters.
Yeah, hard cut to we got Sanda and Limo. Remember these? Like they wish they were Crimson Jack.
Yeah, it is kind of like in the absence of that amazing space pirate, we've got these people.
We've got some Thundar the Barbarian rejects.
Yeah, they are threatening Conan somewhere. In a Marvel Conan specifically,
right? Of course.
Yeah. So anyway, he's like, I don't know what your problem with me is,
because they're still looking for the dancing goddess. Remember the dancing goddess? Wouldn't be surprised if you don't. It's a statue that's worth a lot of money. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, once again, all of it is like right. But if I was reading this months later, I would really be like, I don't fucking.
Hey, you got to go see your previous issue, and Nascenti said so.
Yeah, I got to dig in my back issues box. Anyway.
Yeah.
Shut your yap, Wookiee is a great line.
Because let's see, Han and Chewie are suspended from the ceiling by these weird, like, I don't know, manacle monkey bar things.
Yeah. I also like when he mentions Captain Drebel and Han goes, Captain Drebel, Lando wore a disguise. That's why they don't recognize him. Yeah, that white wig and eye patch really threw him off.
There was also a beret.
Oh, right. That was the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
So he says, I don't have it. Drebel does.
Right. Drebel fooled us both because Han's kind of improvising his way out of this.
Yeah. Like, that guy sucks, right?
But if you let me go, I can tell you how to find him. Classic Han Solo.
Classic Han Solo. Well. Drebel, the real Drebel has Lando captured.
Yep. We've got Drebel, we've got Boss, we've got IG-88, and we've got a couple of the Stanaxis, those like gargoyle guys. We got a dropped line earlier in the issue that Bosk and IG-88 picked these guys up while they were on Stanax for reasons I can't explain.
Whatever. We wanted them here, and there you go.
Yeah. They're mean-looking gargoyle guys. You got it.
But no, he's taking Lando back to his homeworld, the place where you first cheated me.
Right. And he's only doing that because he knows... Well, he knows that Lando has already talked to the boss of this planet, so he doesn't want to do the torturing to death here in case the boss has been ingratiated by Lando.
And why is Bosk still here?
Because he's getting paid. It's his job.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But it's like, isn't his job to hunt down Lando and they've got him?
I mean, yes, but also, like, there's a long tradition of bounty hunters in Star Wars just kind of being around the crime boss, right?
Boba Fett and Jabba's palace.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway,
they've got him on retainer.
Yeah. So let's see what happened here. Oh, and so they find out that Drebel is actually considered a hero to the rebellion, and Drebel likes the sound of that.
Well, don't go too fast, John. I don't want to skip over this middle right panel here that is very important. Drebel doesn't know how to fly a spaceship. Yeah. Let alone turn it on.
Boop, beep, boop, boop. One of these buttons must be go. Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Right now, I wish we were capable of flying this ship. What do all these stupid buttons do anyway?
How has this guy existed as long as he can in Star Wars? Well, I don't expect everybody to be a pilot, but at least some knowledge of the functions of a spaceship, you would think, maybe.
You might not be a professional race car driver or have your driver's license, but there are certain mechanical, like, know-how of how to turn a car on that most people possess, if not anything else, via cultural osmosis.
What's this round doohickey, you know? Some kind of stick. I don't understand. Pedals of some sort. I wonder which one does what. You know, like, yeah. And so, yeah, they get the Mon Mothma hologram that says, "We love that Drebel."
Yeah, he clicks a random button to get this hologram up, and then everyone on the ship is just like, huh? Drebel the hero?
And Lando's like, yeah, fuck.
I love the expression on Lando's face here.
Oh, God. This guy. I also like IG being like, congratulations, sir. Captain Drebel, I like the sound of that. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think?
And this is when I start getting my complaint about this book, because, like, I think this is fun, silly, good stuff up to this point.
Sure. Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
But right about now is when Drebel has, like, basically his whole character changes in this moment.
Yeah. Because he just is like, well, I'm flattered, so it is.
Yes, he says, Captain Drebel, I like the sound of that. Has a nice ring to it, don't you think? And then someone from outside says, Drebel, come out here or we'll kill your friends. And Drebel's like, friends? I don't... Wait, who the... What? Oh, they're shooting at us. Those cowards. Those double-crossers. Whoever they are, they won't get away with this. No one takes friends of Captain Drebel hostage and lives to tell the tale.
So anyway, we cut back to some kind of frog man.
Yeah, there's a weird little frog warthog dude who's giving Han the shakedown. He's like, I know you know where the statue is, Han Solo.
And so he says, let's see. Oh, so Chewie like fakes death and pretends to be dead, right?
Yeah, so that this little toad guy comes up close. And that's when Chewie lets out a roar that startles this guy back into Han Solo, who gets him in a leg lock around the neck.
It's a classic 1-2 from these guys, man. We've been practicing that for decades.
I do like Solo's line here. It's like, now, you're going to activate the release on these binders, or I'm going to release your head from your neck.
Pretty rad, legitimately. And he does it. I thought you'd see it my way. That does feel very Han Solo. You can imagine Harrison Ford saying those.
And don't worry too much about your wrists. After the first couple of hours, the blood stops circulating to your hands.
I mean, that's in the vein of the boring conversation anyway. I mean, still my favorite delivery ever is, everything's normal down here. How are you? But I'm pretty sure, actually, I'm almost certain is a Harrison Ford improv. Because I don't think George would. Anyway.
Han and Chewie are free. Now they got to go save Lando before Limo and Sanda get there and myrtleize him.
Meanwhile, Drebel and his boys are arming up.
And again, Drebel has just become a completely different character now as he says, "Remember, troops, it's not whether a man lives or dies that's important. It's how he dies and with whom. I do appreciate this, you know."
What is this man of honor all of a sudden he is? They may take your life, but they'll never take your freedom. Turns
Captain
into William
Drebel,
Wallace.
hero of the rebellion.
Yeah, it really goes to his head fast. Anyway. And so Lando's like, maybe there's a different way to play this.
Yeah, but if you're going to pull this off, you're going to need my help.
Yep. And so they're like, all right, fine. And so they go out with their hands up.
Drebel and Lando, it appears that they're surrendering, though there's no sign of Bosk, IG-88, or the two Synaxes.
Yeah. And so they show up, and then just as they come out of the ship, Han and Chewie roll in.
And Limo and Santa's like, double crossing, I'll kill everyone.
I do like the direction of everyone. Kill! Not kill, just kill anyone you can find.
I do love a good space barbarian.
Everyone starts shooting at each other.
Yeah, everybody shoots everybody. Han's shooting people in the crowd. Limo is shooting at Chewie.
Here come Bosk and IG-88 out of the ship. They're mowing people down. This is one of the most
Nazis come rolling in and start shooting people from the air.
It's wild, man.
We get Limo here with a good egad.
I do like that all of the henchmen are killed except for was it Limo and what's
Sanda.
The woman's name? Sanda, yeah. They survive, but everyone they brought is dead.
Well, that's because you can kill the extras because we don't want them talking. That would cost us more money.
I gotta say, I also love the Snaxies cut-off shorts.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to have Gargoyle guys in jorts. That's a rule at Marvel.
Yeah. Okay. And so the situation's been handled.
Yeah, we get a bit of a line here from Drell being like, good, because if any of these three, you and the Wookiee may go, but if you move, I'll kill you all. You're with Limo and Sanda, right? And Han's like, no.
Hey, come on now. Remember who you are, Captain Drebel.
Yeah, hero of the rebellion.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, I mean, yes. Great job, everybody!
It was nothing. All in a day's work for a hero and his loyal band, of course. Han's thought here of, what?
Of course, yeah. I mean, this turn is fine. The idea that he's just this coward who's like, oh, yes, I am a hero. That's fine. It was the weird bit earlier that was... and so he goes, well, yes, my good friend Lando, who... yes...
My commendation, you have one of those? And Lando's like, yeah, of course. I got it in my ship. I'll be right back.
I just left something in my car.
But he does come back, and he hands a very shiny statue to Drebel that we know, and of course Limo and Sanda know, that is, in fact, the dancing goddess, that very valuable statue.
Because I'm not sure Lando ever really gave a shit about it.
Nah, he didn't. It was like a hood ornament to him.
Yeah, so he's just like, here you go. And he's like, well, look at that. How pretty is his line. And they say, the dancing goddess. And then it freeze frame, says executive producer Gary Marshall, and the crowd applauds.
And that's the end of the issue, yeah.
Next, the Alderaan factor. That sounds bad.
It's not great, but it is also another fill-in issue. We've got another couple of those coming up.
Because I don't think, aside from maybe the Captain Drebel stuff, I don't think they really know what this book is right now.
No, and like there is a trajectory that Joe Duffy is taking things in, but there is some, I don't know what's going on in
the diplomatic missions and stuff, but it is kind of like, it does feel like there's a lot of fill-in stuff because they're like, I don't really know. We don't want to make any huge moves, obviously.
Because, next issue is a fill-in issue written by Randy Stradley.
Okay. Oh, a name we know quite well.
Yeah. But it's going to take place before Return of the Jedi. So we're taking a couple of steps back.
Interesting. Well,
and then, yeah.
If you want to take a couple steps with us outside of the show, Head over to our Patreon page. It's patreon.com/punchup. That's punchup. ENT. Get cool exclusive bonus content as well as help out all the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network. Your support is greatly appreciated. Once again, that's patreon.com/punchupint. Gergoni, where else can people check us out?
You can find us over on YouTube. In fact, the optimal way of watching this show, in my opinion, is over on YouTube, because you can read the comic along with us, see all that art we're talking about. When I say the middle right panel, you'll know what I'm actually speaking about.
Yes.
Though I guess you could be actually physically reading the book in time with us talking about it, which would be pretty cool too.
Who has
the time? The people who watch us on YouTube, John, that's who.
Yes, they do. They love it.
That's youtube.com/@punchupentertainment. While you're there, you can find all of the shows on the Punch Up Entertainment Network, including our YouTube exclusive stuff like Punch Up Plays. We've got material components, The Shadow Kingdom, and a lot of other stuff coming down the pipeline. Please, while you're there, like, comment, subscribe. Helps us immensely get the word out about what we do here, and all of you enjoying what we do, and that's why we do it. So thank you so much. I think that's going to do it for us this week, though. As always, I have been Mike Gergoni.
I'm John Campbell.
And remember, may the panel be with you.